Welcome. We've started. So I just want to check that this is live and muted. Give me a second. All right. There it goes. So let's go ahead and make sure it's muted. Yep. Squish this down. And here we go. All right. So today I got all the emails. I heard all the chimes of all the chats, of all the conversations, of all the confusion, of all of the wrong list, wrong email, wrong, wrong, wrong. I expected that. Anytime you start something new, there's always going to be problems. I don't care how much you plan for it, what you think you've done, and how many times you looked at it. And I looked at that email 4 times and never saw the E. Of all things, the name of the website. So when you use mechanical things to assist you, there's going to be issues. It's going to require you to proofread or double check. And this is why I even failed on my own request to double check things. But how an E got there, I have no idea because it was an A when I started. Needless to say, it was wrong. And the correct was sent back out. But lo and behold, for some odd reason, anytime you send a large group of people or one email or whatever, and there's a link involved, it's going to spam. There's no way around it. We'll see when I send out a blast with a link in it through the system. I haven't done that yet. Through the actual opt-in forms. I still have the old list. That's what I'm going off. That's why you're seeing these emails, because maybe a lot of those individuals didn't get to see what you did see. If you're on that opt-in form, it should have gone straight to your inbox. When I click on master list, it's going to email everything in there. What's going to happen now that I've sent that out the way I just sent it, I'm going to delete the old A Promise Delivered list. There's 800 entries in there. I wanted to make sure everybody on that list got a chance to see this email. I'm going to go back in tonight before I shut everything down and delete that list. So it would behoove you, if you have not yet gone to the new site and filled out the 2 forms, to do so. All right. Very important, or you will not see the link to the invite to A Promise Delivered because you won't be on the mailing list. So it's important. So if you know people that were once on the list or not getting the emails or what have you, this is the time to correct it. Send them that email that I just sent you. It should go to their inbox. If they can follow instructions, take the spaces out, you'll have the website. But if I put it all together, it turns into a link. It goes straight to spam. All right. So that's that. Now, let's get to this website. For some unforeseen reason, the one form for A Promise Delivered goes right through, and you're going right to the mailing list, no problem. For some odd reason, there's an issue with the Team Royal form, which both forms were created the exact same. The only difference is what I'm asking from you inside the form. The form formula is exactly the same. Now, maybe it's the browser you're using, maybe it's the computer, I don't know. All I know is The numbers have increased on the Team Royal. I cannot see it without sending an email, so we're going to test it. We're going to give everybody a chance to get in there and get signed or whatever. So we'll test it Thursday, live on the call. I'm just going to send a test email to A Promise Delivered LLC mailing list. You should receive it. If you don't, then we have to manually put you in there, and hopefully there's not too many of those. Right after that, we're going to test Team Royals mailing list. Same thing, test. If you get an email, great. Trash. If not, we need to add you in manually. As far as everything else, we're just going to take it one step at a time. But what I need to touch on this so we can put an end to it right now. What I'm going to have to ask from everyone that's chatting in these two chat rooms is this. Unless I personally ask you to put something in there about what's going on, don't put it in there. Don't do it. Because what happened Sunday, someone put something in there and it started a firestorm at 7 o'clock Sunday morning with my phone ringing and texting. That's a total violation. Sunday is off limits unless it's an emergency. And I don't handle medical emergencies over the phone, so call 911. So what I would ask from everyone, if you have not been told or asked to post this for me, because I can't do it, I'm driving a truck or whatever, great, post it. And that would be Rhonda. Everybody else, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give advice. Don't answer questions that I haven't answered. I notice a lot of questions flying and people are answering these questions. How are you answering the question for me? So let's put an end to all that. Okay, that's where all the confusion is coming from. Let's stop the confusion. Wait to the call. When I go into Q&A, ask your question. Not on the chat. Let's not get into little bicker fights and all this other stuff that I've watched happen Sunday. Let's not do that. I want to move forward professionalism, with professionalism. I want to move forward with everybody being on the same page. That's why I've chosen to do 3 calls. 3. I'm giving up days because I stopped all those calls because it's too much. But this is important to me and you. So I'm giving up 3 days to make sure we're all on the same page going forward. Now, there will be admins. There will be admins for the website. There will be chat in the website. There's a software that we're going to use that doesn't allow all the foolishness that I've seen in these chats. Okay? So people come in the chats, they do stuff, they create issues, get everybody all riled up. That's not going to be, okay? There's going to be admins watching. I'm going to be watching. One of them sitting right behind me. So going forward, if you have a question or if there is something that you don't understand or you need clarity on, speak to me. I know there's a few people in the family that feel like I know him good and I can answer a question for him. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's why we're doing the calls. So when we get on these calls, ask your question. Don't wait until we hang up. Can I call you later? Or texting me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something that we talked about on this call tonight. Don't do that. Ask the question because your question may help somebody else on the call. That's why I'm doing these calls. To be clear, to be, one step, done. Right? I asked a question probably now, I want to say 3 weeks ago. And it went in one ear and right out the other. I'm going to give you the question I asked you. And judging by Sunday, I would say no. But the question I asked you, are you ready? Remember me asking that question? Are you ready? So all we had was 2 forms to fill out to get on a mailing list. I was getting questions about the $25. I was getting questions about how I send the money for joining a Promise Delivered. I was getting questions about what is the entity and how many times can I use it. I was getting questions about everything but the mailing list. That's all I sent you was an overview, a Q&A page, and 2 forms. Just so you get the mail, so you get the updates. And what happened? Well, I'm going to put on some colorful words. All hell broke loose with just 2 forms. So that tells me 2 things. One, you're not listening. Can't be. Because I explained what this email and this website was about 4 times. You're getting on the mailing list so you can get your invites to both platforms. The software is just about done. I believe his last text, I'm going to read that to you. So you get a little bit of an update too. No microphone should be open. So I should be getting some updates late evening. So at any minute, this phone's going to ring with him on the other end, letting me know where we are. It's either going to test mechanical or it's going to test live. If it tests live, now you see why I did what I did. You got to get on the mailing list so I can get you your links. You got to get on the mailing list so you get your bonus email, so you get your notification email. If I can't email you, how do you get started? So what I would ask from everyone, and I do mean everyone, no exception, everyone, slow down, pay attention, and follow the instructions. So the last 2 instructionals were videos. That didn't go over so well. So what I'm going to do, I have a writer. I'm going to have the next set of instructions written out in large type so you don't have to squint at the screen, go get the magnifying glass. Large type, the next set of instructions on the next thing we're doing. And I want to see how that goes over. Is it going to be completely confused? Is it going to be, 300 phone calls on little things? Maybe it's the video that's throwing you off. I don't know. So the next instructional is going to be written. It won't be long. It'll be large type. You should be able to sit across the room and read it. You let me know which instructional works for you. Of course, they'll both be on the website because I don't want anyone to say, well, I couldn't understand that video. It was too long. It was too much information. I've been accused of that too. I give too much information. That's only because I want you to know everything. If I leave stuff out, then there's question. All right, so that's what's coming. Second thing I want to touch on this evening, and hopefully this is a better way of doing things. As I said, the discount for Team Royal is still rolling. I've only seen 2 people request it. Let me know if you guys are done with that, or if you don't know anyone that needs this service. It's going to be very difficult to put in 2 more positions when you start rolling. Okay, if you're doing those entities, great. If you have them done, I'm going to touch on that next. Don't worry. Great. But if you don't, let's say you don't have access to getting 2 entities, do you know 2 people? Either way, it's going to happen. So it's best that you either take the time and get those entities, or ask some questions, or find 2 people that you can bless with an opportunity of income. You just use their information and split the commission. Simple. You still wind up with the 3. You just have to share one of them or 2 of them. It's up to you. Or pass totally. I want to also put that out there. You can pass on the 2 spots, but just know if everybody passes, that takes away from the duplication of what I designed it for. I designed it that everybody gets 2 extra positions, which duplicates you 2 more times, right? Does everybody understand that part? Just thumbs up, don't open mic, please. Just thumbs up. Now, if you pass on it and you only stick with the 1 position, that's your choice. Like I said, I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. But the less people I have to place, the longer it takes to move up. Just so you know, that's why I designed this, that everyone takes 2 extra spots. It's the duplication that creates the income. Okay? Now, let's talk about these entities. Lord have mercy. The entities are only to set up 2 separate accounts that doesn't have your name included. That's it. You don't need a bank account. I found that later. That's my fault, and I admit to it. You don't have to create an elaborate system or setup for it. You just need an EIN. There's a video, and I forgot to delete the old one, and I'll take care of that tonight, that shows you how to go there and get it. 11 minutes. That's it. You see, you hear that, right? That's the chat room going. So even while we're on the call, there's this going on. How do you pay attention if you're chatting about whatever it is you guys are chatting about? You got TVs on in the background, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I don't know about you, but having the ability to say that I make on a daily basis $300, $400, $500 a day. How many of you are doing that currently? How many of you can say that's guaranteed to me every day? Not very many, unless you work in construction and you have a white hat, then you're still on salary. You can get fired tomorrow and that money stops. Not with Team Royal. Once you accumulate in your network, I didn't say directly under you. I didn't say people you have to go find. I said in your network. That's because what I'm doing over here and what you are doing by sending me your link so I can build under it. 3 by 3 by 3. Every day that I do that, every day you move up. When I get you to $300-400 a day, guess what? I'm making it too. So my objective here, and I know it's a little challenging because I'm asking you to do things you probably haven't done. Like 1, go get an EIN number. 2, follow instructions. Don't create an EIN with your name in it. That defeats the purpose.
Okay.
3, I asked you to get a wallet, a crypto debit card, and a bank to get ready for what's coming. And I get it, some of you don't have it right now to go get stuff like that, but you will. Have you researched it? This was part of that question, are you ready? Now, last thing I'm going to talk about on these entities, I'm going to go to the next thing and last thing. Like I said, these are going to be 30-minute calls, period. Last thing I want to talk about is coming to the calls. If you don't come to these calls, I'm only going to do these calls for a little while. This is not a permanent thing, okay? Because when I launch a promise delivered, I won't have time for calls. I just won't. I already seen what my workload would be with just 100 people. Imagine that 3, 4, 600 that's coming once we launch. And then you're talking 2 times that. It's a lot of logging in, setting up and moving links and what have you, and contacting people. Be ready to be called. If I don't talk to you, you're not getting loaded. Plain and simple. Okay? I don't want to have the same issue I had before. Give the links and they go off to Wonderland, and then the person's waiting for their 3. I don't have 3. I sent the 3, but I don't have them. They didn't sign up. What is that? And they were on the call. Yeah, I'm here. Next minute gone. Or 2 days later, oh, I found the email in spam. I made a call right after that to find out, because we found out it was going in spam. I made a call, invited everybody, and even sent an email. Look in your spam. That's where your invite is. Nobody. 2, 3 days later, they're signing up. Now people that have 3, because I had to resend 3 more, which shorted the rest of the folks. Now they have 5 people under them, because 2 of the people that found it in the spam went on and signed up. Now that individual has 5 people. I can't control that. But if you come to the calls, you get the information. We all stay on the same page. The way it's going to go forward is communication. So as you notice, I requested your phone number on both forms. If I don't talk to you, you're not getting the link. We're not even going to play the game. You will be skipped. If you're skipped too many times, you're going to be refunded and you can have a happy life. But I'm not going to chase people. This is a blessed opportunity. It's legal. This is your opportunity to make thousands of dollars, literally daily. We're not going to play with this. I'm not playing with it. So if I'm not playing, you're not playing, right? We're all moving forward. We're here to get things and be taken care of financially like you've never been taken care of before. There's a whole lot more to this. This is just the first step. So I need you to be serious the next 3 to 5 months. Yeah, I said it. 3 to 5 months. The first three for sure. You got to be on it. Check your email. Inbox, spam. Inbox, spam. Just check them both. If it just happens to go to spam, at least you looked. Check both spots daily when we launch. Not now, when we launch. Okay, what's my time check? 27 after? I'll take 1, 2, 3,